motorcycle is whatever you want to make it. Turn it on, you can give yourself a real thrill.
What's going on, guys? This is Carl with the Racer Red channel. I'm taking the Beta 500 RRS out here to do a little bit of testing. It's a 2019 model. It weighs 261 pounds compared to the 224 and 226 of the other bikes.
Oh my God, Becky, look at her butt. It is so big.
Bike, that's for sure. It's just, is it competitive with the other bikes? I don't think so.
Shake that healthy butt. Baby got back.
So the Beta 500 RRS is obviously restricted to be street legal to comply with EPA regulations. So it doesn't quite make the power, and obviously the exhaust note is going to be a lot quieter. The suspension is quite a bit softer. It's got a 6-speed transmission. All the parts are pretty premium, so as far as reliability, it's good to go. The bike itself weighs a little bit more. It's got turn signals. It's completely street legal, like I said, so it's not going to perform, and I didn't expect it to perform as well as the other two bikes. Although at speed here, it actually worked pretty well. I bottomed the fork once or twice, but that can be easily adjusted. And I really felt like with the right adjustments, this bike could be a really good off-road bike. I don't think that too many people would really notice the difference. I took the mirrors off, which was super easy. I felt like I could take this bike just about anywhere and have just as much fun with it as any other bike, really. The weight isn't that noticeable until you start trying to flick it around like little obstacles. It was actually pretty easy to ride. And like I said, I mean, I wouldn't hesitate to take this trail riding. It's a really, really good bike just all around. So it's something that you could hit the street and go take a tour with. And it's also something that you could probably race. I didn't think you could race it at first when I first got the bike, but after riding it for this long, something that I definitely think that like after a while and after getting used to it, you can definitely race it, especially in the lower classes. I don't think the lower classes would really notice any difference between this bike and another one. Pretty impressed with Beta and how they made this bike, and they have gone completely to the limit as far as performance and legality. A lot of the other brands were playing it really safe as far as meeting regulations, because a lot of the language is pretty vague, especially as far as the EPA goes. But Beta pushed it right to the line, and it really shows in performance. drag race. I got a pretty good start with the Beta. The rear tire on the Beta is worn completely out. It's the original rear tire, and it's an enduro soft compound tire, so I mean there's no tread left on that thing. Luckily the soil's pretty good, and the rear tire had the side knobs pretty much still intact. I mean it has pretty good side knobs, so in the corners I was able to go at a decent pace.
I did want to give you guys kind of an idea of how this would perform against the other bikes. It's kind of an off-road track kind of setting.
So the Beta wins the drag race. The KTM would have come close to winning, if not winning, if I would have gotten a good start with it. I started the KTM in second gear because I forgot that it was a 5-speed transmission, and I started way too high in the gearings.
Alright, almost hurt myself right there.
If I would have started in first gear, I think it would have at least tied the Beta. The Beta doesn't make as much power, but the gearing is just better for a drag race. It's kind of like a medium. I don't know officially what the transmission is, but I know that first gear is a lot lower on the Beta than the KTM is, so the Beta definitely feels like it has even transitions between gears as opposed to having big gaps in there. The Beta is 246 pounds stock with no gas, so I'll call that 250 with gas. The KTM is 224 and the Husky's 226. So all very good bikes, all for completely different things, but the Beta, like I said, for a bike that you can just ride straight from your garage to the riding area and go on adventures with. I mean, it's an all-purpose bike, really. I wouldn't take it on the track necessarily, but I wouldn't hesitate to take it single track riding for sure. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you on the next one. See ya.
Having a blast up here. So not too long ago, I almost uploaded full-blown nudity, oh god, to YouTube. I was going to just grab a clip from one of my woods rides and just stick it on YouTube, but I decided to preview it first, and right in the middle of that clip, I stop and take a leak, whip it out right in front of the camera. I do wonder how YouTube would react to that, like how quickly that video would be taken down, or like if I would just be automatically banned from YouTube if that happened. Pretty funny until I got banned. I've got female viewers out there, so that wouldn't be cool, I guess. 0.03% of you are female, so I think my stats are like 98 or 99.98% male or something like that. Alright, well I'm gonna head home. I appreciate you guys watching. It's getting cold out here, so the sun is setting. I live about 25 minutes away from here in New Plymouth, but I worked up a good sweat, got a good ride in, got some good video footage, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Catch you on the next ride. See ya.
Little in the middle, but you got much back.